We got to desensitize our brain's perception of this hurts. What's up, team? Welcome back to another video. My name is Caden, and if we're just meeting, I do videos on health education, fitness gear reviews, and movement tips just like this one. So if that stuff interests you, please consider subscribing to the channel and hitting that little bell icon for notifications so that you'll be notified every time a new video comes out. Also, if you enjoyed today's video and you like what you get, please hit that like button. That seems to be the thing that the YouTube algorithm really likes, and it helps to push the content forward to more people just like yourselves. So in advance, thank you so much for watching today's video, and let's get into what we're talking about. We're finishing up our series on the front squat, and we're sort of zoning in on this idea that most people struggle with being able to keep their elbows up in the front rack position when they're in the bottom of the squat. And while there may be a myriad of reasons for that being an issue for you, one that we like to point to is maybe you're just a little bit stiff through some of the tissues that are around the shoulder joint. And I want to talk to you about one of my favorite ways to knock out some stiffness in one of our bigger muscle groups, the lats. Your lats are a gigantic internal rotator and depressor of the shoulder. So we're looking at this direction and going from here down. Very important muscle for being able to create some stability through the shoulder when we're doing Olympic lifts and everything like that. It also is a huge restrictor in the front rack shape as we drive the elbow forward because it does the opposite motion of where we're going here. If your lats are tight or if they're stiff, which is a little bit of a different story, you're gonna have issues getting up here. So we wanna work out the lats. And one of my favorite tools to use for getting into that soft tissue is a foam roller. So let's go ahead and hop down on the ground and I'll show you how I like to use the foam roller to knock out some of the stiffness in my lats. Okay, so as you can see, I've got my trusty foam roller hanging out here on the ground, and I like to use this long oriented position to access the lats pretty easily. My foam roller has smooth sides and teeth sides. If you have just a smooth foam roller, it's gonna work the same, but I like to get some of the gritty stuff going after some of these muscles. The best way to access this muscle tissue though is to lay down on the side and sort of see if you can rock back and forth over the foam roller to get into some of the thick tissue that's hanging out underneath the armpit. When you get to a tender spot or you feel something that's a little bit off or stiff, you'll know it. It'll kind of stick out to you. What I really want you to do is think about a couple of different things. We got to desensitize our brain's perception of this hurts in order to allow us to be able to access more range of motion as we go. So find a tender spot, think about pressing your arms straight down into the ground and then taking some breaths. Some good deep breathing is going to help your brain realize, hey, this isn't a threat, this is something that we can actually work through. That's kind of our basic, our number one. But from there, as we roll up and down, finding some trouble spots, we can roll backwards onto the muscle, we can roll forwards onto the muscle to find some of those areas. We can also sort of scrub the muscle back and forth like a guitar string. Imagine our fibers are running up and down this direction. The foam roller is crossing that. And I want you to just kind of scrub those back and forth to kind of get a little bit of cross friction massage into some of those tissues. What you'll find is over time, you'll start to desensitize to some of this stuff. You can even start to pin down the tissue and start to raise the arm up off the ground. This is a great way to sort of tack down the muscle and floss it up and down and get some good input. And over time, you'll realize that this starts to get a little bit easier, and then all you need to do is come out of the bottom position and retest what it's like to get your elbows up in the front rack shape. Ultimately, guys, understanding the proper tools that you can use to go after some of these areas that are giving you problems is the biggest takeaway. Understanding where your body hurts, what to do about it, and then being able to take quick action and reapply it to your training is how we're going to be able to keep doing this stuff for a long period of time. If you don't have access to a foam roller and you want to pick one up for yourself, just go ahead and check the links down in the description. I'll have one listed down there for multiple types of foam rollers, some smooth ones, some ones with teeth, things that you can use to add to your gym bag and take it with you if you go to a commercial gym. But if your gym happens to have some of these, don't worry about it. Just use what they've got. Use the tools that are at your disposal to make the big changes that are necessary for keeping you healthy and keeping you in your training. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Again, if you liked what you saw, hit that like button. It really helps the YouTube algorithm push more of this content out to a lot more people. Stick around for next week's video where we will start to dive into the overhead squat, which is our next squat in the progression of our 9 foundational movements series that we're trying to put together. So stay tuned for that. I'll even have some awesome surprises coming up as far as some shoe reviews. The new Nano X2 has come out recently, and I have some cool stuff set aside for that as well. So until next time, enjoy your lives, keep training hard, and I'll see you guys in next week's video. Bye.